Hello and welcome to the start of Season 5 of Right to Dream FC Transfer Special. We've spent over 100 million, we've made 75 million in sales. Let's get into it. So as you can see by the thumbnail, we have raised over 75 million in transfer fees. Some big players have kind of left us as well, and I'll go through them as we are. So we have Isaac has left us and gone to Middlesbrough. Now it was 4.3 million and it is rising to 5.5 million as well. 20% of any profit coming in. As we can see, Gabor is rated, or valued I should say, as 18.5 to 22 million pound player. Now, last season, he did play 16 in the league for us with 5 assists. We did strongly rotate our team around. We made $1 million on what we originally spent for Gabor, and I think it's a pretty good turnaround, especially with the 20% off and any future sale as well. And he's doing okay for Middlesbrough at the minute, and I believe they are in the Premier League as we speak as well. I think 4.3 million for a backup right back, when we have got Nagalo as a centre-back that can move across. I think that's a good bit of business going forward. So as we are progressing further into the game, the secondary goal is to kind of build up the nation of Denmark. Main reason being, if we can improve kind of the quality of the league, we can attract higher quality players to come in and to join us. And part of that is selling to our rivals and to kind of improving our rivals as well. And FC Copenhagen have spent pretty penny, over £10 million on 4 of our players. The first one is Amadou Diawara. He was kind of a bit part player for us last season, and we have managed to sell him for 3.8 million, all up front as well. He played 14 last season for us. He's played 8 already for Copenhagen this season, so we can kind of see the quality of player that we are selling on to our rivals. To be fair, Diawara didn't do a bad job for us. We brought him in on a free, but 29 years of age now. Let's give the youth a chance, especially with Alalade as well coming in. It was kind of a no-brainer to move Diawara on. And another Amadou has left us and gone to Copenhagen, and that is Amadou Dante, our backup left back. Obviously with Arian B, how he's been playing, and moving Mofo Keng into left back position as well. The fee that they brought in for us, 3.9 million for Amadou Dante. It was kind of a no-brainer as well. It's a lot of money to bring in, a lot of money off our wages as well. He did play a fair bit for us last season as well. 16 games in the league, 7.13 rating. He's already played 6 games for FC Copenhagen, so he should do a good job for them. Obviously going to improve their team, which will hopefully improve how the Danish teams play in the Europa competitions, which will, of course, improve the coefficient of the league as well. And another player brought in by FC Copenhagen was Duck, 4.2 million up front, rising to 5.5 million. He only played a couple of games for us last season. As we can see, 4 games, 2 in the league. To be fair, a 1 in 2 goal ratio isn't bad, but 4.2 million spent by Copenhagen. Hasn't done very well for him so far, but a 6.92 rating. It's a good sale for the team. He was a backup, didn't play as we can see, so very happy with the sale of Duck. Now the last player that FC Copenhagen have bought from us was Nathaniel Nwosu. We brought him in, I think it was on a free. Was he on a free? Yeah, we brought him in on a free. We sold him for 875,000. He was never going to play for us. You know, there is a 50% of any sale coming in from Nwosu as well. Overall, quite a bit of business. Obviously, 10 million spent by FC Copenhagen. They've got 3 good players, and maybe 1 for the future, which should hopefully improve the league that we're in. Now, some big fees have been brought in from these player sales. First being Ibrahim Adel. Obviously, we sold him for last season. 15 million, he went to FC Porto. Unfortunately, there's no percentage of any sale on this. He's valued at 33 to 40 million at the minute. Now, it was kind of finalised last season. He's played 1 game in the league and he scored in it. because Ibrahim Adel is a very good player, but just the way we were going with Chimiti and Omega and Adoa Blessing coming in as well, I kind of felt like we needed to move him on. Another big fear brought in Yohei Watanabe. Now, remember what I said last season? We brought him in 1.5 million to sell on for a high profit, and we have done just that. The 10.5 million fee there, and that is going to rise up to 15.5 million in total. And there's a 30% profit of any kind of sale coming on from this. So, looking at his rating and his value of 22 to 34 million, I feel like it's going to be a very good signing that has come in from ourselves. And Watanabe is to be joined at AEK by Hannibal. We sold him for 8.75 million, rising to 9.75 million. There's a 20% of profit on with this as well. Now, this was kind of a sale that I was kind of reluctant to make, even though 9 million is a fantastic profit on a player that we bought for nothing. 17 goals last season for us, however, in the league, 3 goals, 10 assists, 2 player of the matches, 7.22 rating. With a heavy heart that we have let Hannibal go. However, the 9 million has been moved on and well spent as well, as we'll show a little bit later on. Now, the same with Ibrahim Adel. Japhet Tanganga, we agreed to sell him last season, 7.25 million. He has gone to Napoli. He's valued in at 17.5 million to 26 million. There's no percentage of any profit on with this one. It was just straight up fee of 7.25 mil. Now, again, 13 games last season, 1 goal, 7.13 rating. He was a good backup, but we have Nagalo and we have James Gomez. So we kind of need to have a 5th choice centre back. It wasn't really there, especially with a youth player that we can bring in Umaro Kande. So he's played 6 games already for Napoli, 1 goal, 7.3 rating. Very good player, just wasn't to be with ourselves. Now, as we like to sell players in pairs, like with Watanabe and Hannibal, Ibrahim Adel has got a friend joining him in Porto, and that is Miki Kuroda. Again, like with Watanabe, we bought him for a low fee, 1.3 million, with the hope of flipping him on, and we have done that. 2.5 million spent from Porto. With our game save, we're never going to play any players that aren't African, so seeing Watanabe and Kuroda leave the club for a healthy profit, I feel is a very good bit of business from ourselves. And talking of a good bit of business with profit, Nicholas Akot has left us to go to FC Bayern. 4.3 million was spent by FC Bayern. We bought him for 78,000. Now, 4.3 million, it seems quite a low amount. He's valued at 17.5 to 25 million. However, we do have a 50% sell-on fee of any sale that's made, not profit, any sale that has been made. Now, Nicholas Akot, I did quite like him to bring him in. He's got good determination, good teamwork, but I just didn't see him improving the way I wanted to, especially with having Solomon Sake as our left midfielder, attacking left midfielder. So Nicholas Akot going to FC Bayern for the 4.3 million, as well as the 50% of any future sale. I thought was too good to turn down. Now, there's 2 kind of controversial sales that I've made here, and they've both gone to the Saudi Arabia League. As we can see in the news at the minute, in the real world, Saudi Arabia buying all the best players that they can. And I think they've got maybe one here, and that's in Yankuba Minte. He's left us to go to Al Ittihad. Now, 3.7 million was spent by Al Ittihad. We bought it for 3.5 million, but there is a 50% on of any profit and any sale, actually, not any profit, 50% on of any sale coming in. He's valued in at 4 to 6 million, but look at that wage, 48,500. There's a reason why he did want to leave us, and to be honest, he was a very good servant for the club. Over 2 seasons, 27 games in the league, 5 goals, 6 assists, 2 player of the matches, with an average rating of about 7.05. Now, he was only 22, but with gradually Yabua on the right wing, I felt like it was time to move Minte on, although he has scored some cracking goals, especially in the Champions League for us. Will we miss him going forward? I really hope we won't. But another player that has gone out which is a controversial one, Simon Idingra. Now, if you remember, we did agree to sign him on a free last season. He has joined us this season, and I kind of regretted bringing him in. As you can see, we brought him in on a free, played one game for us. I think that was even in the league as a sub. We've moved him on to Al Shabab, 3.5 million spent. Could have been a silly kind of transfer to bring in. We've still got Aliou Balde, but I felt like, again, with Sake and Yabua, Idingra wasn't needed at the club. His wages weren't needed, but yeah, signing him in and selling him on to Al Shabab was a good bit of business, I think, going forward. Now, to round off the sales, we've lost quite a few of our youth prospects that have come through the academy. Yuho Latinmaki, could have butchered that. Tell me down below. He's left to gone to Midtjylland for 400,000. Lucas Hogsberg also to Midtjylland for 170,000, rising to 250. And Villads Nielsen, 79,000, rising up to 100,000. Also Midtjylland, so they've got some good youth prospects coming in. Frederick Marker has left to AC Horsens for 160,000. We're not going to miss them, especially with the young players that we are bringing in. So that kind of rounds up the transfer window on the out. Let's go to the in. Now, there's only two future stars that we have brought in this season. The first one is Michel Endar. Now, brought him in on a free from Diambers d'Abidjan. No idea. I like to try and pronounce stuff just to look like an absolute idiot, but Michel Endar has come in on a free. A good looking kind of centre back, 6'2", 14 jumping range, 17 positioning and teamwork, 15 tackling, for some reason 15 technique, so he could be a good kind of ball playing defender with 11 passing as well. He's only 18 years old. He's valued in at 7.2 to 8.8 million. We've sent him straight out on loan to Odense Sport Club. A good player for the future, and if not, if we can sell him on for anywhere near his valuation, we'll make on a very, very good profit as well. And kind of joining him at the club, Michel Endar, is Amara Sidebe, 18-year-old Kenyan. We brought him in from Las Palmas in Spain. 1.3 million was spent on Amara Sidebe. Now, there's a lot of promising things about this guy as a CDM. 14 passing, 14 first touch, 14 technique, 16 work rate and teamwork, stamina of 13, which is good, 19 bravery, 16 balance. I think 1.3 million is going to be an absolute steal with this guy. He's rated in as a 2-star player already for us. Potential 3.5 guaranteed to a 4.5-star player. 1 for the future. As our CDMs, he's currently rated as number 8, but you know what? There's plenty of players in there that he can overtake in time. Amara Sidebe, welcome to the club, and hopefully a future star for many seasons to come. And now, what I didn't do with Michel Endar, speaking of future stars, his kind of scout report comes in. He's a kind of guaranteed 4-star player to a 5-star player. Now, potential to move him to a right back, potentially, but I quite like him as a centre back. He needs to improve on his heading. But that's it for the future stars. Let me show you the squad players that we have brought in. So on to the squad players that we have brought in. And my kind of definition of a squad player is someone that is going to be the bench player at the most and maybe playing in a fully rotated squad in for cup games if required. Now, I'm not going to go into Simon Idingra. Obviously, we brought him in and we have moved him on to Al Shabab. But Aliou Balde is another player that can play on both wings for us. Obviously, we are moving to 2 formations here. We've got the 4-2-4 and then the 4-3-1-2. So, kind of the importance of wingers isn't as required as it was in previous seasons. But Aliou Balde, we brought him in on a free, 9.5 thousand a week. He's got very good physicals. If we look at his kind of coach rating as well, leading 3F Superliga player, could improve slightly as well, which is always nice to see. As an attacking midfielder left, he's coming in as our kind of 5th choice left midfielder. Remove Youssef En-Nesyri from that because he's a striker. Amad Diallo maybe be in the pecking order ahead of him, but I am kind of hoping that Sake is one to move ahead as well. And looking at the right hand side, 3rd choice right attacking midfielder, Amad Diallo, obviously is number 1 with Ernest Kamara as well. But Aliou Balde, very happy to have brought him in. And another player that we have brought in, Abu Francis. Now this one was very kind of a tactical decision to bring in, mainly because he's homegrown at club. We have brought him back home, started at the Right to Dream Academy, was at FC Northland for 4 seasons before going to Cercle Bruges. We have brought him back on a free. He's played 2 games for us so far, 1 assist as a substitute coming in. Abu Francis going to be very important when it comes to Champions League registration, but very happy to bring him into the club. But now for the main event, the 2 big signings that we have brought in. Let me show you who they are. So as we can see, we've brought 3 players in on a free. Sidibe's been brought in for 1.3 million. Where's the 100 million gone? 2 players have been brought in. 1 player I have been kind of touting for our team probably since the start of the game, say Ousmane Diomande has joined us from Sporting CP. Now, we have spent 49 million on Diomande. It will rise to 55. Hear me out. There was a 39 million pounds on a release clause for Diomande. However, that was straight cash, which we didn't have at the time. So we put in kind of a structured deal to bring Diomande in. A lot of it is going to be kind of, I think it's 20 million over 3 seasons, which isn't ideal, but what a player we have on our hands here. 6'3", his physicals are fantastic. 16 acceleration, 16 jumping reach, 16 stamina, 16 strength, 19 natural fitness, 15 pace, 15 balance, 14 agility, an absolute powerhouse at the back. Mentals, 16 aggression, 17 anticipation, 16 concentration. He's only 22 years old. 16 tackling, 14 marking and heading with technique as well. 15 passing. What a fantastic player. We have been looking at him for a long time and I'm so chuffed that we've managed to get him across the line here. 4-star player, as we are, star 3F Superliga. I wanted to improve upon our back line. For the Champions League, more than anything, we need to have top quality players. Ousmane Diomande, I believe, is such a player. 68,000 a week. Rated, valued I should say, 83 to 95 million pounds. What an absolute tank. I'm so happy we've got him. Now another massive signing that we have brought in, 51 million no doubt. Iliax Mariba has joined us from RB Leipzig. I said I wanted centre-back and CDM to come in. This is our guy, 23 years old, Guinea. What a player, 51 million spent. To be honest, he hasn't played the best in this game save so far, but he has done for us already. 90 to 100 million pounds rating, 65,000 a week. He's played 7 games in the league so far already, 7.36 rating, 1 goal, 1 assist. We're bringing him in currently. He's playing as kind of a box-to-box midfielder, but also as a Mazzala. Now, 16 passing, 16 technique, 16 first touch, 17 flair, 16 vision, 16 natural fitness, 16 agility. Another 4-star player, star 3F Superliga player. He's one for the Champions League. I'm so excited to have both Mariba and Diomande in the team. Let me show you how we've done so far in the league and also how we are lining up with our tactics. But we got to the quarterfinals in the Champions League last season. I think these 2 signings are going to spearhead us into the semi-finals at the very least. So as of last season, we haven't played any Champions League games just yet. We have, however, played 8 games in the Superliga. We've won 7, drawn 1. There's a bit of a surprise player coming in, and that is Noah Blessing. Now, he was kind of a bit part player last season in the league, 10 games, 3 goals, 1 assist. Already, he's got 4 goals in 5 games, 2 player of the matches as well. Noah Blessing, he's definitely taken up the mantle that Adele has left. He's very much improving as well. 16 dribbling, 16 finishing, 16 bravery. The physicals are going up. The mentals are kind of improving as well. He's having a good season so far, Bismarck Adoa Blessing. I hope it can continue. But as I said, 7 league games that we have won. And those were Midtjylland 2-1 win, 3-0 win against Esbjerg FB, a 3-0 win against Lyngby, 1-0 against Viborg FF, 3-0 against Odense Sport Club, 4-2 win against AGF. They're kind of our bogey team in this game save, and I hope we've got through that now. And a 3-1 win against Silkeborg IF. Now, we have drawn against Brøndby IF as well, but a plus 15 rating as well. FC Copenhagen are currently in second. They are 4 points behind us. Hopefully we can build on our lead and get the youngsters playing some more football as well. But in the stats for the goals, Schmitty's already got 7 goals in the league this season. Now, there was a little bit of a tug of war between several clubs and Schmitty. As we can see, he's wanted by Arsenal, Man United, Tottenham, Borussia Dortmund, Bayern, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus and Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid was in for him at one point. Now he has got 3.5 years left on, 3 years left on his deal. He wants to leave. I don't want to let him leave. I will keep a hold of him, kicking and screaming if I have to. Now, if you don't follow me on Twitter, there was a point where the board actually accepted a £66 million fee for Youssef Chermiti, but because they love me, I asked them, I kind of protested the transfer, and they did back down. But I think we need to get Youssef Chermiti happy. We need to improve the squad. Hopefully Diamande and Mariba coming in will convince him to stick around, but I've got to say as well, we have got 32 million to spend. We have still got some wages as well of 160,000 to spend. But Chermiti is a player that we need to build around, and he's having a good season so far, an average rating of 8.12. Also, kind of top assists for ourselves, joint top in the league with 5 so far. 3 player of the matches. Clean sheets wise, Marwin Salah has kind of played the majority of our games so far in the Superliga. Conceded 1 in 4, obviously 3 clean sheets. He seems to be improving as well. Good value on him. He's up for kind of renewal in the next couple of seasons as well for Marwin Salah. If we don't get another kind of established goalkeeper coming in, I can still see Salah being our first choice for a long time, him and Dovin. So the 2 formations that we are playing around with, one is the right to dream that we kind of made up with last season when we had that fantastic result against Liverpool. So we kind of played it more often last season, and it did encompass us winning both the Superliga and the DBU Pokalen. It's a 4-3-1-2 system. Salah's in goal, Amay, Diamande, Buckman and Ariane B as our back 5. Diallo as a Mazzara on the right, Igume and Iliax Mariba as a Mazzara on the left. Now Igume is a box-to-box midfielder. He seems to have kind of improved vastly since we did bring him in. Obviously we brought him in on a free as well, and he's having a good start to the season so far. Diamande playing in as our cam. Again, he's a player that we are going to keep for the duration of this game save. Playing in as his kind of natural centre attacking midfielder position. He's got 2 goals and assists already from this position, with Omega and Chermiti up front. And our secondary tactic is the 4-2-2-2 or the 4-4-2 with attacking midfielders. Salah in goal, Amay, Diomande, Bookman, Ariambi, Igume as the anchor, with Mariba as the attacking playmaker on support. Because we brought Mariba in, I've decided to go against having the 2 CDMs and moving one into the centre midfield position. Diomande will play on the left, Diallo on the right, with Chimiti and Omega again. Swap those 2 around. Chimiti is better as the attacking midfielder going forward. Let me show you the Champions League groups that we have got. Now, the Champions League we haven't played in just yet. Now, in the next episode, we will be starting our Champions League campaign, and we have got our fixtures already, the teams that we are looking to play. This 8 games that we have, Benfica, we're going to start off with away, Basel at home, or Basel at home, Ajax at home as well. We haven't played Ajax in this game save, and Mohamed Kudu is going to be coming back home to see us. We tried to sign him in the summer. We offered 50 million for him, but he turned us down from a wages point of view. He would have been very nice to bring in, especially into kind of the Mazzala position as well. He would be a good Mazzala to have. However, we haven't got him. We have moved on to other targets as well, but Ajax to come in would be a very tasty game. Now, there's 3 big teams in this. We've got Barcelona. We haven't played Barcelona yet. We've played Real Madrid twice, so it's nice to play the other big team in Spain. Now, haven't seen much of this team. Obviously, there's Cody Gakpo that has gone there. He's a player that we did look at potentially bringing in as well, but his wages of 77,000 is way too much to bring in, and their team still looks fantastic. Although a little aging, but we are 5 seasons into the future now. Monaco, again, we think we've played them every season in the Champions League so far. CFR Cluj, we have got them away. Barcelona at home, should be good. I think Right to Dream Park is a bit of a fortress for us in the Champions League, so quite happy to test our mettle against Barcelona. And then 2 big teams to end it off with. We're playing Manchester United. Now, again, a very good squad. Some of the values of these players, like their goal is valued between 128 million and 194 million. That is crazy. How much are they buying for? 11 million. Okay, fair enough. That's a good signing. Although it doesn't fit into our ethos, there's no point in us having a look at them. Who is their best player so far? We have got Lisandro Martinez, valued at 250 to 273 million. Sweet. Although we've got £100 million valuation player in Diomande. We have got FC Bayern to play. Can we get some revenge from last season? I really hope so. Their best player is Benjamin Sesko, Football Manager Wonder Kid. How much do they spend for him? 101 million to spend this season on him. That'll be fun. But anyway, as I said, we are back for the Champions League. Benfica and Basel. That is our next episode. If you've enjoyed this one, give me a thumbs up. Drop a comment down below on who you think our best signing is. Have we overspent on Diomande and Mariba? Let me know down below. If you haven't already, subscribe, and we'll see you for the Champions League against Benfica. Chimiti, do your magic. Please stay. And you please stay as well. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.